Hello and welcome to Cheetah TV. My name is Brian Badger from the Cheetah Conservation Fund. Now, on this episode, I'm going to address a question that I often get asked, and that is about our livestock guarding dogs and the fact that you hear of Kangals and hear of Anatolian Shepherd dogs, but what's the difference? Well, it's not exactly an easy question to answer categorically. Some of it's political, some of it's opinionated, but I'll do my best to kind of break it down, and you can sometimes make up your own opinion on what's better, the Anatolian Shepherd or the Kangal. So first things first, these dogs are LGDs, which are livestock guarding dogs. Now, unlike herding dog breeds, they live full time with their herds from a pretty early age, and they imprint on the flocks or the herds, and that could be sheep, goats, and cattle. But it also means that the dogs have to get used to the farm that they're living on, the people, maybe the machinery, the buildings, the wildlife that's around. Because fundamentally, what a livestock guarding dog is doing is defending and warning against anything that's out of the ordinary. So it's not normal. So the first thing they need to do is establish of what's normal. So their role is to deter predators like cheetahs via their presence, their barking, their threatening displays, but not by attacking. Numerous studies show farms using livestock guarding dogs have near zero livestock losses and far fewer animals killed in retaliation. So it is a proven method, but it's not quite, it's not like a silver bullet. It's not, they're not some mythical creature that the moment that they land on a farm, all the problems are solved. The dogs are really have to be part of a system, and that's the predator-friendly farming system that CCF have been involved with for like 30 years. So both breeds, both the Anatolian Shepherds and the Kangals, they trace their roots back to Turkey, but they've got distinct regional roots. So the Kangal comes specifically from the Kangal district in the Sivas province in central Anatolia. Historically bred to fend off wolves, they become known for their loyalty, their courage, and the ability to protect their flocks. The Anatolian Shepherd term covers a variety of regional Turkish livestock guarding dogs, often including Kangals, but also Akbash and other local types. And their shared heritage is likely why the names are often interchangeable. So Kangals are typically larger. The males are up to like 33 inches and can weigh up to about 145 pounds. They've got streamlined bodies, broad heads, and curly tails. Their coat is a light tan with their distinctive black mask. Now, Anatolians can be more varied. Their colours can include brindle and white. Coat lengths can be short or long, and generally they're more independent personalities. So it's typical of I think, of both breeds. They're classed as independent thinkers. They can be quite stubborn, but they kind of think independently, and they make decisions based on what they know as fact around them. So CCF have used both breeds of dog. In Namibia, was one of the first countries outside Turkey to receive Kangal dogs. CCF began importing them in 1994 to protect livestock from predators like cheetahs. And we've placed in the region of around 800 dogs in and around Namibia. And we've also helped start up different programs in Tanzania, in Botswana, as well. But we also focus on Anatolians. But why both? Well, because we match dogs to farmers. Some need a calm Anatolian companion almost type dog, something that's kind of laid back. Others prefer a focused territorial Kangal. It's not breed politics, it's just practical conservation. And also, it's the different types of farms and different types of farmers. So a small sustenance farmers, would be better suited to a smaller dog rather than the bigger commercial farmers were maybe better suited to a larger dog. And that's animal husbandry specific as well, because a small dog will eat less, so therefore is less cost less to maintain. So introducing the livestock guarding dogs to livestock as puppies, around about 6 or 7 weeks old. So when they're born at CCF, they're put with just a few goats just to get them used to the fact that their life is going to be around goats. So early imprinting on goats and sheep, sometimes cattle, but not so much cattle. So they can learn how to behave, and normally their mother is totally used to this, so she can kind of teach them the diplomacy of living within a herd or a flock. So training includes like a gradual introduction, off leash, close monitoring, and like consistent socialization. Most dogs aren't fully reliable until they're about 18 months old. So it's a slow learning process. But when you think about it, if you've got a dog at home, it's a puppy, so it needs to play, and it's not really, um, a fully fledged livestock guarding dog just because it's left its mother. And there's also other bits of training and bits and pieces that goes on. The aptitude tests, so they can sort of problem solving, if you like, and also snake aversion training as well. And both dogs, both the Kangals and the Anatolians, there's very little difference in those dogs when they're going through these fundamental training parts of their upbringing. So the truth is, both do the job. Both have their strengths. Both breed purists might debate the size and the mask and the shape of the eyes and stuff like that. But as far as performance goes, in our experience, there's not really that great a difference as far as functionality goes, which is fundamentally what we're worried about. The health of the dogs are both the same. Their adaptability to the climate in places like Namibia is exactly the same. The only caveat to that will be we very rarely go for a long coated dog, purely because of the terrain that these dogs have to go around. So if they've got long hair and they're going through thorn bush, they're going to get snagged and caught and bits and pieces like that. So apart from that particular fact, both breeds of dogs are incredibly successful, and long may they be. But if you want to learn anything more about the Livestock Guarding Dog Program in Namibia and how the model farm works and the farmer training and the predator-friendly farming system, you'll find all this information on our website, which is at cheetah.org. So there you can find ways to get involved with CCF as well. You can donate to us. You can volunteer with us both at home and abroad. You can come and visit us at our centres in Namibia and in Somaliland. So all of those details can be found on our website, which again is cheetah.org. And you can follow us on social media, and our handle is at CCF Cheetah. So if you like our videos, please share, like, subscribe, and comment. It's really nice to know that you're there and you're involved, and we love answering your questions whenever we can as well. So follow us, share us, and you can be a part of changing the world to save the cheetah. So until next time, thanks very much for joining me, and I hope that's kind of shed a little bit of light, although bottom line, there's not a great deal of difference when you're talking in the realms of livestock guarding dogs. It will be very different if you was taking them into a show ring and stuff, because then you've got the breed standards and stuff like that. Now, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about purely livestock guarding dogs. So thanks for joining me. From me, Brian Badger. I'll see you again very, very soon. Thank you.